Hello, Namaskar. Today we start with this embryology of angiosperm. The first chapter, concept of flower. With this, we have to know the flower, how the flower has to be produced, what is the flower, and what are the part of the flower. All these things are you already know. In previous part, in angiosperms, I discussed about the flower. Flower is reproductive part, no doubt, having four floral whorls. These four floral whorls are essential and non-essential whorls, that is calyx, corolla, protective in functions, and androecium and gynoecium, that is essential for reproduction. The flower is generally considered as a shoot of limited growth, performing the function of reproduction. It is a shoot-bearing sporophyll, comparable to the shoot-bearing foliage leaves. The question is arise, what is the flower? Embryologically, define this flower. As definition has been conserved, flower is nothing but modified shoot organ meant for the reproduction. Why we call here flower is as a modified shoot? That means this meaning is that the flower is originally as a vegetative part of the plant. So following points and views or evidences are explained. The view that the flower is modified and it resembles with the vegetative shoot. The first evidence, homology of flower bud. That means how the flower buds are similar to that of the vegetative bud. Where these vegetative buds are present? Vegetative buds are present in the axil. That means in between the stem and branch, or in between the particular leaf and the stem, or terminal in position or top of the twigs. The axillary vegetative bud gives twigs or lateral branches, while terminal bud growth are responsible for height of the plant. So same that of the flowers are produced in the axillary as well as at the terminal position develops same way as that of the vegetative bud. So it is called as a homology, that means similar. Say for example, Hibiscus rosa sinensis, that is the last one, where flower is axillary. And in case of whatever number of plants, but for example, Polyanthus, tuberosa, Nishigandha, the flowers are terminal in position. That means the flowers are produced same that way of the vegetative bud. Another evidence take from the Agave americana, which is called as Hypath or cactada. Here the transformation of floral buds into vegetative bulbils, and these vegetative bulbils are considered as a seedlings, and these seedlings are grown in the new plantlets. What happened normally in the Agave? In Agave americana, centrally placed the scape on which the flowers are produced, and after the pollination, these flowers are then produce the fruits and seeds are germinate on the plant. So this is a viviparous condition. So, number of plants in angiosperms where viviparous condition is observed. Same thing is that here in agave, this vivipary has been indicating that the flower is nothing but a vegetative part. The second one is stem nature of the thalamus. That means the thalamus is a part of the flower and that thalamus is similar to that of the stem. The first evidence that thalamus of flower shows nodes and internodes like that of the regular and typical stem structure, nodes and internodes. Normally, internodes are condensed in form in the flower structure, but in some cases, the plants like Plume gynandra, Pandretrivan, Passiflora, where the androphore and gynophores are present. So, presence of androphore and gynophore has been significantly showing the similarity with the stem of the internodal growth. Another example is Capparis. Another thing is that the growth of the thalamus is limited by carpel, but sometimes it grows beyond the gynoecium and it bears the leafy shoot and another flower above this flower. This is known as anastosis development, particularly seen in the rose. गुलाबामध्ये पाहायला मिळतं आपल्याला हे. Another thing is that the thalamus bearing carpel, which are spirally arranged in case of Michelia champaka and another Polyalthea longifolia. This has been indicated that as a stem structure in the flower. Floral leaves arranged cyclic or whorled like that of the foliage leaves. That means the phyllotaxy in the angiospermic plants are either alternate, opposite or whorled, just like this. These calyx and corolla are arranged in cyclic manner or whorled manner. And third one is the last evidence from the leaf nature of floral whorls. For this, take example as a prefoliation or estivation. Generally in the flower, estivation has to be observed in the bud condition. Either it is valvate, twisted, contorted, or whatever the arrangement of the petals and sepals in the bud condition. And it is the same like that of the stem taxis. And stem taxis has to be same structure like that of the estivation type. Another take example simply as a nymphea. In nymphea, many petals, many sepals, many stamens, and many carpels are formed. These are nothing but leaf-like structures. Sepals are firstly green, and then these green sepals are transferred or gradually merged into the petals, petals merge into the stamens, stamens merge into the carpel. So this is about the nymphea. In another example, Musanda frondosa, dhobi plant. In Musanda frondosa, one of the sepal is modified into a large leaf-like structure and same that of the floral whorls of the flower is nothing but a same structure. In Canna indica also, the flower shows foliage staminodes. So all about these structures and evidences has to be completely showing that the flower is originally a shoot organ or vegetative part of the plant and it has been only modification. Thank you.